Fresh and Fit are probably wealthier than 99% of the guys in this space because they actually have a program that actually does numbers, as opposed to all the other dudes like the Texas Walker Ranger guy and Sneeko that all lie constantly about the amount of money they make.
They still have consistent viewership.
Chuck Norris used to be...
What the are you talking about?
Oh, I thought that was Hebrew.
Is that my language? Do I speak Hebrew?
You're supposed to.
And it's not AI. It's not artificial intelligence. It's just like a few algorithms working together.
Wow, where'd you get that take from?
Your mom?
Because she got it from me.
Yes.
Okay, what I have is ABBA video. ABBA kind of admits he got
tickled on the willy.
Where in the video?
It is not in this transcript.
This is not. I've watched this video. Was that metaphorical? Like he got tricked by Daisy? Who wrote this? Who wrote the thing?
Your YouTube editor.
August?
Well, let's just start watching it. Let's just start watching the video and see what happens.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Here's the thing, let's be honest. Let's be honest. A woman that looks like that and takes pictures like that ain't laying on thick with a nigga that look like me. I ain't saying I don't get it in. I ain't saying girls don't check for me. But a girl that look like that take pictures like that, ain't making no advances on me. Unless it's for that shmoney. No, we don't have to lie to ourselves. Don't get me wrong. I do get my DMs. They don't look like that. Okay, and I ain't a dreamy type. I ain't no MLK. I ain't no sleep, no American dream, no nothing. I live in reality. I date real normal people. Maybe they come knock once. This girl done did it like 2-3 times.
They do a lot of cuts in this. Do you know?
Like, there's no way you're that person. We don't have any
called video
reason.
editing.
So of course I'm suspicious. She claimed that she'd kept the kid. Turns out she'd already had the abortion about 2 weeks before. So she'd been lying to everybody, right? Because she ended up getting caught in a live stream drinking, and everyone's like, "Wait, aren't you pregnant?" And then she's like, "Oh no, I wasn't drinking alcohol." Then she had to walk her back and said, "Guys, I'm not keeping the kid. I just got the abortion." She'd already gotten it while.
No, this is the easiest content
She's been
ever. Let's
lying,
just let it roll.
folks.
Have you
She's
already
been
covered
lying
the
about that
conclusion to
portion.
the Daisy drama?
The day she went
I
through
think
with
I
them.
watched it yesterday.
You did?
Kind of.
So what happened? Give me the cliff notes.
She was lying the whole time.
Okay, so
I don't think my clip notes is I don't think she was ever pregnant. But
Okay.
apparently she said she was, and people caught her like drinking in like a video a long time ago, like a couple weeks ago. And she's like, "Oh well, I'd already had an abortion then." So she's apparently had an abortion for weeks, and she was lying to everybody about it. And yeah.
Okay, so this is someone that Walter from
Correct.
Fresh and Fit
Dated Walter for a month.
dated.
Yeah.
Why did that happen? Because she seemed to be very good looking, and Walter is not very
She's
good looking.
probably just really stupid.
Or she was attracted to his personality.
What personality?
I mean, what's her personality? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, women don't really, it's different. They don't really need to have like a personality if they're that good looking, right?
If that's the case, that's very sad. But I don't think that most.
You think that's not the case?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think that really beautiful women need to like?
You need something more than looks to date a guy who's incredibly wealthy. Maybe not to him, but to date him? Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on. You think he's incredibly wealthy?
Wealthy enough to pull better than that, yeah. But it depends on what he's looking for.
Interesting.
Fresh and Fit are probably wealthier than 99% of the guys in this space because they actually have a program that actually does numbers, as opposed to all the other dudes like the Texas Walker Ranger guy and Sneeko that all lie constantly about the amount of money they make.
They also they still have consistent viewership too.
Yeah, they do.
Yes. Fell off.
Chuck Norris used to be.
What the are you talking about?
He's the Texas Walker Ranger.
It's the guy. Who was the? Do you know the red pill guy I'm talking about? He always dresses in some corny ass blue suit and he pretends he like owns a business that does like 20 million construction jobs a month.
Does he hang out with the Tates?
Yes.
Like walk off planes?
Yeah, and his name is like Walker something or Walk. Am I making this up?
It's like something Walker Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think
it's not Scott Walker, is it?
I don't know.
Oh, Justin Waller, that guy.
Yeah. I know
These
that
guys
is,
like all lie. It's like obvious. You can tell by the way they move, the way they talk, the way they do everything that they lie about the amount of money. These are guys that like the biggest paycheck they ever cleared in their life is like $20,000, and they think they're like the wealthiest people on earth because they constantly have to brag and show off to other people how much money they have, which is the number one like poor new money thing to do is to like buy Rolexes and to show everybody how wealthy you are.
How wealthy do you think that Fresh and Fit are? If you had to guess, if you were a guessing man that was going to put a number on their net worth. Meaning if like someone got abducted and they had to come up with a certain...
Myron, my guess, my guess would be, if I had to guess, I would say guessing net worth 1 to 3 million.
Okay.
That'd be my guess.
And what about Walter?
500K to 1 million.
Okay.
They don't split the money?
They do, but I feel like Myron probably uses his better.
Okay.
So you're saying you think that Myron is smarter than Walter?
In terms of money allocation, financial allocation, that would be my guess.
What he means is in terms of everything.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Would you say that?
Well,
I haven't
I
IQ tested them. I haven't seen. Walter could be the drunken master. He might be incredibly intelligent.
All right. I'm sorry.
Why did you send me a text message that said "on my way!" exclamation mark? Don't ever send me the default stock text messages.
Because it's just
you disgusting
when you're
fuck.
driving.
Don't say that.
You know what else I have?
I don't need you pushing buttons. I don't want a robot texting me.
Okay, listen. I have a thing.
The
You
mom
should do
that
this.
I love.
No.
I care
Look,
about.
check this out.
I caress her every night.
If you just type
I spoon her.
Q
I show
Q
her
Q,
love.
I have this default setting. Boom. Can't text right now. I'm driving.
Damn. Okay. What? Oh, so yeah, ABBA.
Got.
No, it was metaphorical in that document. He didn't actually get. You read it wrong. So
I don't know what to say. Yeah.
good job. Good react, guys. Thank you. August.
Do I have to carry this entire?
I
show?
already gave my take on it. I've seen the video and I covered the original stuff and I know how the situation turned out. I've done more homework here than all of you.
All right,
Than
fine.
both of you combined on this
Do you
topic.
think that this caused any serious reputational harm to Fresh and Fit among their audience? Like,
Probably a little bit,
are they
yeah.
gonna lose faith in them?
A little bit, yeah. I think it hurts.
Because I've seen a lot of people when they tweet out stuff like, I think it was today, Myron was tweeting out a picture of him like in GTA holding Daisy on like a dog chain or something as if he like owned her. And then a lot of the replies were like, how can you give advice to men about what you should do when you yourselves ended up in like the worst position possible?
I mean, listen, you go on this show, so you know
Debate politics.
I understand that, but you know, you certainly know what they're pushing on that show. Yes, as you pull up your
I
phone.
guess the
right
question
there.
to me is like, do the people that watch have like, do they care that the people they're watching are in a position to give the advice, or are they just watching it for entertainment and whatever else?
No, I think they probably believe everything that's being sold to them. If I had to guess, I think your estimates are also high on the net worth. If I had to guess,
They
You
make a
don't
lot
think-
in donos, don't they?
Not really. No, I mean, how much do you think they make an episode?
I
on
used to watch
donos?
their streams like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and they would be like raking in like $100. It may not be the same now, but it's still probably pretty good.
Oh, August has responded. Too long, didn't read. He's not even answering to me. She's exposing Daisy. Daisy apparently got an abortion way earlier and got the pills the day she got her sonogram. She went through Fresh's jewelry drawers and took photos of his fake Rolex.
Base.
Logged into one of his bank accounts and saw he only had 15K. These are your friends.
You'd have a lot of bank accounts.
You could have investments.
You're going to have a take on the ABBA situation? Are you going to guess their net worth?
ABBA's net worth?
No.
More than Fresh and Fit.
The Fresh and Fit guy's net worth. What do you think it is?
Under 500K for each of them.
What do you think it is?
Probably over 500K. I think 3 mil is pretty high. I don't think you said 1 to 3 mil. I would be shocked, but
I did 1 to 3. Just they've only been in for like 2 years, really, right?
yeah, but they were making a bunch of money from like donos back in the day, and they were getting ad revenue at the time. They had a lot of big guests.
I'm not sure.
I guess the question is, what is their expenses in their personal life? Like, how much are they spending outside of that? Are they going on a lot of trips? Do they have like really nice apartments?
I feel like Myron is like dedicated fully his whole life to that podcast, but I bet Fresh spends more. That's why I guessed Myron probably.
What I don't understand is like why Fresh is there. Like, he doesn't really add much.
Because he's loyal.
Does he have like a good
Is that
strategy?
enough, being loyal?
Does he have a
It's
good,
hard to find in
does
this
he have a good
world.
strategy behind the scenes? Is he like a good worker or something?
I mean, apparently it gets people, but I think for Myron, I think especially because there's so many people that are backstabby in this world, I think he values loyalty like more than probably any other singular trait. So because Walter would if Walter ever backstabbed Myron, he'd be the dumbest in the universe. And I don't think he's the kind of person to. But I mean, I say that, but who knows? So I think Myron values that a lot.
Okay, that's fair. It seems like kind of a weak link.
You think he could be replaced easily, is what you're saying. It is kind of wild that shit. Do you feel like there's enough damage that's been done by that show that is like palpable, I guess, by it existing? Like,
I
there's
don't
people
know.
that watch that unironically. You've seen the audience come up and they have audiences sometimes. They do a live audience.
I've never met someone in real life though who like watches Fresh and Fit. Obviously, if you have a live show, you're gonna have people come out of the woodworks to see you, but it's hard for me to say like how pervasive someone like him or someone like Fresh and Fit or like on a bigger scale like Andrew Tate is to like the youth. I know there was some statistic recently that men and women are more divided than ever, and I mean there's a lot of statistics about like men not having sex as much and addiction being high, and there being a lot of divide between the genders. So I don't know if this contributes to that or is like symptomatic of it rather, but I don't know. I don't think you can like directly measure how much harm they've done.
It's some though, as far as harm.
Not everyone does some harm.
Yeah, but
This show does some harm.
no, this show does the opposite of harm. We bring things back to reality. No,
Can we
yeah.
talk about something I want to talk about?
Yeah. Yes.
Nick is back on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
What do you think that's going to mean?
I mean, there's like more
He's getting-
extreme. There's
I feel like
more
he's-
extreme people on Twitter than him.
That's true, but they're all rallying around him because he's a big name.
Yeah, but
do you think he's going to recapture what he had a few years ago?
Where was he? Do you remember where he was a few years ago?
He was almost like penetrating mainstream politics.
As far as follower count, I guess.
Don't care. He was almost penetrating mainstream politics. I think that was like AFPAC was a really impressive event.
He knew like
It
a
is.
few.
It is-
He knew like
it is
what, one
super-
congressperson, one senator.
I think so. Wasn't it? Wasn't it Marjorie? Was it Marjorie Taylor
Marjorie
Greene?
Taylor
And then it was one.
No, there's been
Senator
multiple.
guy, I wish I could
There's been
remember the name.
multiple.
Am I misremembering that Matt Gates had something?
I wanted to say Gates, but there's
No, I
no
don't
way it
think
was
so.
Gates, was
I
it?
might be
I don't think
wrong.
Matt Gates. It's
There was some like there's some like Congress guy from some state that also liked him.
I mean, he's effective with what he does for sure. He's
Paul Gosar.
He's definitely an effective speaker, and he's charismatic, and yeah, I mean those things. Like there's no denying it for sure.
I guess what I'm curious about is it seems like the climate of the world is kind of perfect for someone like him right now.
Oh, wait.
Who's calling you? Is it my mom?
We have a guest caller.
Well, you
How does
can't.
this work? Why does it show my whole ass face?
You can't answer it on that
Why?
because no
once
one's gonna be able to hear
once
it.
you answer it, they'll show up too.
Oh, it's not answering now.
Answer it.
Wait. No. Fresh tried to call me.
Oh,
Is that real?
to tell us.
Well, it says Fresh.
Oh,
You got to
that
tell him to
sucks.
call Lycan. Say,
Oh,
call.
Uh-oh.
Yo.
It's Walter.
Walter's here. Hey, it's going.
You got to put the microphone close to your iPad.
Okay, what do you got for us?
All right, let's go. Well, I don't know.
Man?
Hey, what's up?
Wait, are you guys live?
Yeah, we're live. Wait, why'd you call me?
And,
You
wh-
called me.
and why are you pointing
You,
it?
okay, never mind. All right, sorry. My mistake. My bad. Love you. Bye.
Bro.
Now I look like an idiot. Now he's going to think I'm a
Listen,
loser.
you called him.
Yeah, I just
You
called
know-
him. Now he thinks I called him randomly. Now
You-
he's going to know we were talking
You know what's even funnier is we were
That's cool.
literally just talking
I
shit,
know.
and you called him to talk to him.
No, I didn't. I told him so that you could talk shit.
I'll talk shit to him. It's fine.
I was excited.
Will you talk shit to him too?
Yeah.
I don't want to be by myself talking.
I mean, I feel like I'll just have to repeat everything I said, but whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. But unfortunately, Steven doesn't know how to use an iPad. Literally something designed for elderly people, and you're f***ing it up.
No, it's designed for children.
You know who else is designed for elderly people and I f*** it? Your mom.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Face.
What's the next topic? Or did you want to actually comment on that topic that you brought up?
What was your topic again?
Fuentes.
Oh, yeah, that too.
I mean, there's crazier people on Twitter. So, I mean, listen, I'll just say as far as...
That doesn't really. My question is like, do you think he's going to become a formidable force like he was a few years ago? Now that he has access to like a mainstream platform.
No, you know what? I think Elon will bow to all the various organizations that are trying
What
to
makes you
cancel
think
people.
that when he's already let him back on, despite knowing how people would feel? I feel like he like has a lot of spite for those guys, right?
Because I think at the end of the day, Elon probably doesn't. I mean, it's still $45 billion. Yeah, I understand that he's worth a lot of money, but he has to sell a lot of stock to do, and that affects the stock price of Tesla when he does it.
What I'm about to say is something I've kind of ripped off from someone else, but I'm just curious what you think. Do you think that because of Elon's crazy erratic behavior, he's like
Hurting Tesla?
hurting Tesla, but like hurting like
Absolutely.
like consumer trust?
I won't buy another Tesla.
Because I feel like he was seen as like the Tony Stark kind of guy, and now
He
he's
was.
and now he's kind of seen as like just
Yeah, for
annoying.
sure.
Like he just can't shut up.
So my reasoning for not wanting to buy another Tesla isn't even so much like it's partly that just like I just don't want to support like a asshole, I guess. Anyways,
You used to. You remember? Well, some people remember
the
that.
whole
but
point about electric cars is that they're overhyped. I won't buy a pure electric car again. I'll get a hybrid.
Do you think,
A
do
plug-in
you think
hybrid.
eventually we'll be at the point where we will just use electric cars?
No.
Never.
Not unless they come out with something where you can go to a gas station and fully charge in under a minute.
This is kind of how I feel about the whole AI thing with like the overinflated. Like a lot of companies are basically relying on like AI technology to like prop up their stock. I think the obvious first thing to talk about is like it's AI. It's not AI. Like today, someone I heard made a good point recently. Like if they rolled out like autocorrect now, they would call it like AI technology. And it's not AI. It's not artificial intelligence. It's just like a few algorithms working together.
wow, where'd you get that take from?
Your mom?
Because she got it from me.
Yes.
But yeah, you're right. It used to be. I don't know if you remember, like 3 or 4 years ago. You probably did if you do YouTube. Everything was like about algorithms. Like everything was an algorithm.
Everything was an
Like when you
algorithm.
log in, it's you're typing into an algorithm, and the algorithm watches you. So the other algorithm, and it's like everything. And now the
There was
algorithms
also
have become
this-
AI, and everything is just AI.
There
Yeah.
was also this like big rush to like everybody on YouTube for a while, like to succeed. They were like, okay, I know you make good videos and stuff, but how do you understand the algorithm?
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like you just make good videos.
Yeah.
That's what the algorithm just serves.
To be
videos
fair,
to
that
people.
was like a vestige in the old days, like in the early like 2010s, like gaming, like SEO and shit was like people did that. It was the internet was like a primitive place. You would have like HTML headers where you would hide like keywords to try to like get ranks on search engines and shit because it actually was that primitive back then. But now, yeah, it's like it's the algorithms are so sophisticated you can't really game it anymore. Yeah.
What do you think about AI art?
Well, I would say in general that I think that copyright law needs to 100% get caught up with
The internet, yeah.
with the internet.
Yeah.
We're working off of laws that were created 30 years ago, and it's just it's not comparable. We need new.
And nobody's really abiding by them either.
Yeah, like the DMCA was even written like 1,000 years ago, and this is the best thing that we have. We need a modern law for dealing with AI and dealing with everything today. And that's the problem, is that right now people are like, oh, free speech, I can just go make a video of Gal Gadot sucking it, and that's fine. That's a problem. We have laws, right? We can create new laws if Congress chooses to, that set a boundary. Free speech isn't unlimited. You can't yell fire, right, in a theater. So it seems
You think like AI porn unconsensually should be illegal, basically?
Yeah, I think so, probably.
Speaking of AI porn, I've been watching a lot of Atrioc recently.
Atrioc,
Mhm.
the streamer.
The streamer.
Does he have AI porn? Oh, that guy.
Well, back in the day, he got in trouble because he paid for a website that had AI porn of streamers.
I remember.
Yeah. I basically wrote him off at that point. That was the first time ever hearing of him.
Because
So-
you were like, this guy's a horrible person, right?
No, I just knew him as like the guy who cried
Oh, okay.
on video, and so I just like didn't really care anymore.
Yeah.
And then I recently got into his stuff, and I've been enjoying the content. But I guess the question for me is, I've noticed on Twitter, there's a bunch of people who are like, I can't believe that certain creator is supporting Atrioc or collabing with him after what he did. I don't care that he donated $100,000 to fix this. It's unforgivable.
What is the Atrioc shit? I don't know what this is.
So Atrioc was like a very big and well-connected streamer, I would say. He used to work at Twitch. I think he was something of marketing at NVIDIA. It was a big deal.
Mhm.
He was friends with Ludwig and stuff like that. And he accidentally tabbed into, this was like a year ago? It was a while ago. He accidentally tabbed into a page he had on Google Chrome when he was on stream. And it was a website he had paid for maybe like $5 or something, which hosted AI-generated porn of streamers, basically.
Okay.
And so he got in a lot of
This is like the cutie Cinderella.
That's
yes,
what she was
that's
crying
why she was
about.
crying. I believe he wasn't, at least what he said and what Ludwig seemed to believe, is that he wasn't.
I remember
he
this.
wasn't off to her. It was like other streamers, I guess.
He
didn't-
was
didn't
off to
real
her
life.
though, right?
I don't know.
I don't think we ever know.
I don't think
basically,
so. That got revealed on stream. He ended up, I think, the next day doing a stream with his wife where he was crying and apologizing and saying he f***ed up and he felt bad for what he did.
Mhm.
A lot of streamers at the time, like Cutie Cinderella, were mad at him because he didn't go out of his way to directly apologize to the streamers privately at first. He was kind of aimless. He didn't really know what to do. After that, after all that went down, he, I believe, spent like $200,000 of his own money towards paying a law firm to help take down AI streamers.
I remember this.
He kind of
That was the cringe part. At that point, I think you just
Really?
yeah, for sure.
Why do you think it's cringe? In my mind, like
Because it's the most obvious cope. Please don't just ruin me forever. Does this money change anything? Please, I put $100,000.
well, I mean, he directly helped some of the people that maybe would have been hurt by that issue, right?
No.
What do you mean no?
Can we? Okay, when we talk about AI or the AI copyright, I think the laws need to be as loose as possible. I think that when you're considering crafting any particular law, I think enforceability has to be one of the big things that we are trying to answer about it.
Sure.
And the enforceability on AI stuff is almost nothing. So like what you said, that's like a nice gesture that like, wow, they spent $200,000 taking down some AI fake porn. There's probably a million more that are going to pop up. Like I think at some point what you have to do is you have to orient the culture around acclimating to it and becoming aware of it.
That's true,
and then
but I
used
guess
to it.
what I'm
but like,
talking-
because you're never going to get rid of it. It's impossible, right?
I don't
At
think
some point, somebody's going to on their phone and like push a button
That-
like AI naked.
This is a shit argument. Crime is going to exist always. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, AI is still something that, as of today, is not click and play. Okay, now that might change in the future, but it's not that way today. It's not that simple to do it. A good example of this, and the reaction that was very aggressive from it, was there was a service called Popcorn Time. You guys familiar with this, both of you? Popcorn Time?
Nope.
Basically what it did is it made watching pirated content so simple. No torrent browser, no uTorrent, no none of that. You just went to popcorntime.com and clicked play, and essentially used the browser to go and download the torrent and play it in real time, just like that. It made it simple. It made it click and play. You didn't have to be a hacker or download any crazy shit. You
It
just
had, like,
went
a nice UI.
nice UI. It was just Netflix for pirated content.
Okay.
And they came down on that like a ton of bricks. And now if you want to use Popcorn Time, it's like, first off, you have to jump through a bunch of steps. You don't even know what it is. Even as I'm talking about it, you two guys don't even know what it is.
No, but there's a million other websites where you can watch things for free, and the burden for hosting that is way higher than the burden for hosting an executable for deepfake.
Okay, well, again, as I'm saying, I think that as you make things illegal, the burden for wanting to do that becomes a lot higher. Okay, so if we make deepfake, quote unquote, illegal, I think that as you host illegal content, just like it's probably very difficult to host child on fucking servers, because as it gets reported, they do. As that happens also to deepfake, I think that basically
I think that like
we
it's
get rid
been
of it.
illegal to download music for the entirety of music downloading, and people have done it since the invention of Napster. The only reason
That's a bad example.
it's not the only reason why this stuff.
It's illegal to jaywalk.
Yeah,
It's-
jaywalking
it's-
also is never enforced.
Exactly. That's not enforced because people don't care about it. People care tremendously about this issue. That's why it's a shit example.
I don't know if they
I
care
think the
that much
people
about
that-
it.
What, the cutie Cinderella crying thing didn't convince you people
to be
care?
clear, the people that care are the streamers,
Yeah.
and their friends,
And the entertainers? You mean the people with influence and power?
But listen to me here. The average person does not. I remember when this was going on. I remember Hassan Piker on I don't know what the podcast is, but a podcast with Cutie Cinderella. He was like, "Oh yeah, I talked to AOC about it. We're gonna see what we can do," and then nothing happened. I think it's just like it's hard to generate public support for something that ultimately the general public isn't really suffering from and doesn't really care about.
I'm just saying there should be a law for it. It's not
Okay.
un-American that there would be a law saying that deepfake is illegal.
No, I think the argument with the AI in particular is it's like convincing enough you could think it's real and it's the actual person.
Exactly. There's a series
If I
of
draw
enough.
you, it's going to be obvious that like.
Okay, so what if your twin brother starts doing and he has the same name as you and people are mixing it up? Is that illegal?
No.
What about parody? Should that be illegal?
I think that one of the standard of tests would be would a reasonable person assume that this could be real? So there could be a yes or no. So if I'm looking at a video, let's use Gal Gadot as an example. 'cause
Okay,
it's,
Gal Gadot.
Could I actually believe that this is real? That this is a leaked sex tape from Gal Gadot? Okay, number one, because of anything there. So if the answer to that is yes, now there's a second litmus test. Was the person who created it, did they do it with the intention of deceiving someone, not for parody? Okay, so a counter to this being like, we would want to allow deep fakes of Trump or Biden saying shit if it's obvious that it's not real, meaning like Biden going out there and saying something crazy. You just
Okay,
know
wait.
that
So
it's
then
not
let's
real.
say that I make a deep fake.
So you want to interrupt me and not let me
Well, no,
finish
you
and
gave
go
me two
through?
tests.
No,
Oh,
I'm
you have a
not
third one.
done.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not done.
Okay.
It's a series of tests.
You just said that. What's the third test?
Number 3. What would number 3 be? With a negative intent is, I guess, what I would say, right? So creating a deep fake of Joe Biden.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're talking about deep fake right now.
I understand that, but this is part of the rules that we create. You act like this is such an unheard of thing when there's a Supreme Court ruling saying from a justice saying, when determining if something is art or pornography, saying, I know it when I see it. Okay? So a series of different calculations that determine if something is illegal.
So let's say we make a website, we call it dfs.com, deepfakes.com.
Sure.
Every deepfake model has a DF tattooed on their shoulder, and everything else is photorealistic, and it's created for you to masturbate to. This would evade every single possible rule. It's created for a site called deepfakes.com. All of the deepfake models have DF tattooed on their shoulder, and you can watch it all your favorite celebs and everything.
I think it would probably fail of the test that we create. I think it would probably fail enough that it would be illegal. But it comes down to the litmus test of what defines us at the end, right? That's why we have a series of rules, a series of tests and steps to see if something is art. Is this coming from an artist, or is this coming from bangbros.com? Is this designed to make money? That's why everything, it's not always a hard set rule. It's something that's defined. It's a living rule defined as we move forward based on the logic that we have going forward. So we would take all these things into account. Is the website that published this, what other type of stuff do they publish? Do they publish other art, or do they only publish? So that's how you would decide that type of stuff. A series of tests determining if something is for that purpose. So I think it's absolutely able to be legislated. I don't know if we will. I think if we do, a similar model to copy would be the same way that we classify independent contractors versus employees. It's not just, hey, do you show up whenever you want? It's also like, hey, can you have another job? Hey, does the employer provide the tools for you? Hey, do you get health insurance benefits or something along those lines? Right? That's how you go. It doesn't always have to be killing someone is bad and illegal, and that's the end of the day. So, yeah. Yes, over Russell. Okay, anyways, we're going to be moving to Patreon right now. We're going to be cutting YouTube and Kick.
All right, we're going to go to a waiting screen while we transition over. If you want to donate, you can donate through...
No, they don't need to donate. Listen,
They do.
you can watch on patreon.com/anything else. Tier 2s, that's it. Not tier 1s. This is bonus content.
All right, go to
And
the waiting
yourself.
screen.
Hey, all you nopers, guess what? You're going to be watching nothing yourself.
Nope, they're
in a
going to watch the
video game.
juicer. They're saying us.
Good, go watch the juicer. I don't give a shit. I'm about to say the real reason that Doc was banned from Twitch,
All
not
right,
the
we're
fake
cutting
reason.
over.
Because now I know.
We'll see you guys soon.
I don't think you're supposed to talk about that.